Welcome to the first Fast Break video of the 24-25 season. I'm Penny Davis, NCAA National Coordinator of Women's Basketball Officiating. This video offers insight into the instruction and training of NCAA women's basketball officials as they embark upon the new season. Several pertinent areas of the game, as well as points of emphasis, are illustrated to give clear examples of the expectations around rules enforcement. Let's begin. Enforcement of 10-10-5 helps to create a free-flowing game. Get the obvious infractions of two hands, multiple touch, arm bars, and hand checking of the BHD. It's not defendable to ignore obvious fouls of any type. Enforce the rules as written and enjoy a free-flowing game on the perimeter. The rules for screens on moving opponents require that the screener allows the opponent ample time to stop or change directions. This means that a screener needs to do more than beat someone to the spot. As a guide, ample time and distance is usually 1 to 2 strides, depending upon the speed of the player being screened. These are clear, obvious, illegal screens with contact that causes a delay. Well done. A keen awareness to legal and illegal footwork will be needed this season. Identify the pivot foot pre-dribble and when the dribble ends to correctly detect these obvious violations. Extend into your secondary to assist when you don't have a competitive matchup to officiate. Missed violations often lead to fouls moments later. Get the violations like shown here. Referee the defense to know if defenders obtain their position legally and then maintain that position properly. Self-talk to maintain concentration on these plays. Base your decisions on the components of legal guarding position to achieve a high level of accuracy in your play calling. Get your fist up to give you time to process the play properly, and then give the preliminary signal. Clear displacement and obvious fouls must be called. Obvious fouls cannot be ignored. Make a decision and do not allow illegal and rough play in your game. Good job to get the first foul. Do not let post play get rough and overly physical. Penalize illegal contact. The defender on this play uses an arm and a knee to displace the offense, and a foul is correctly ruled. Remember to penalize offensive 3-second violations when they occur. It's a great tool to clean up the physicality in the post and maintain balance between the offense and defensive play in the lane. On shot attempts, identify the rebounding matchups. Watch them as they crash the glass. Get the first displacement, the first hook, or the first clamp when it occurs. When a rebounder secures the ball, they become a ball handler. Do not allow defenders to hack at the rebounder to steal or tie up the ball. Call the first foul. Faking acts by players makes the game messy. When clear and obvious fakes are not penalized with warnings and/or technical fouls, the job of officiating becomes even more challenging. If you see faking and have a desire to shake your head no, this would be the time to give the faking signal or penalize faking if you have already had a warning in your game. Referee the defense and observe the legal vertical position of the defender. Excellent position adjustment by the C to observe the action and properly rule on this play. Great no call. Not all contact is a foul. The offensive player extends their leg unnaturally and creates incidental contact with the defender. This isn't enough contact for an offensive foul. See the whole play and referee the point of contact for the release of the ball and the landing space of the shooter. Solid officiating on this important play. Attention to detail matters. While the teams are responsible to substitute properly, all three officials need to be vigilant during dead ball. Don't forget to count the inbounder when counting players. The defender plays great defense on this play, but then proceeds to taunt their opponent in a direct manner. The crew is aware and intervenes in the potential conflict before it escalates, likely preventing regrettable actions by both teams. There can be no let up in our awareness of a dead ball. Be ready and vigilant. Held ball situations can be especially contentious. Be a presence physically and verbally to diffuse these scenarios before they escalate. Sometimes a simple or impassioned acknowledgement of borderline conduct issues is enough to discourage the behavior. Recognize it and address it. Be ready to use your communication skills in addition to your whistle to run the game. We don't see this often in our game, but be prepared. This is a basket interference violation. An offensive player cannot touch any part of the basket if the ball is on the rim or in the basket. It's goaltending when a defensive player touches the ball during a try and the ball is on the downward flight and the entire ball is above the ring with a possibility of entering the basket. For any try that hits the backboard and is above the level of the ring, it is considered to be on its downward flight. Review the basket interference and goaltending rules to be ready for these plays at and above the rim. I hope these examples will be useful in your game preparation, both individually and with your crews. Thank you for your commitment to officiating and the game of women's basketball. Part of growing the game includes educating players, coaches, officials, and the fans of our game. Thank you for your interest in learning about NCAA women's basketball officiating.